I'm the Big Shot Critic. Today, それは日本語です! The Hidden Fortress is a Japanese film from 1958 about two peasants in feudal Japan. These two are horribly unlucky, they bicker constantly, and they're pretty stupid, but they end up at the very heart of a conflict between two warring kingdoms. It's a really funny idea to have this grand, sweeping tale told from the eyes of the most inconsequential people involved. The two peasants get involved with some major players in this war, and their behavior is riddled with examples of loyalty, devotion, duty, and honor. One character who supports the ideals but is unsure how to incorporate them into her life and her unique situation finds those answers as the movie progresses, and ultimately the audience is encouraged to do the same. So the movie functions well on a thematic level, but, much more importantly, it functions well as an entertainment. A lot of people are turned off by the fact that it's old, black and white, and in Japanese. They assume it's accessible and only appreciated by big-time film nerds. But on the contrary, how can I put this? My favorite movie of the last 3 years is The Fate of the Furious, and I like The Hidden Fortress. I'm saying at the end of the day, it's just fun to watch. That said, historically speaking, The Hidden Fortress is very interesting for big-time film nerds. Director Akira Kurosawa is a documented fan of major American director John Ford. I know this is surface-level trivia for those of you who are into movies, but it's still interesting. John Ford was famous for westerns, and Kurosawa loved westerns, which is hilarious because he's a pillar of Japanese cinema. What's even more hilarious is the fact that some of the biggest staples of the Western genre, most notably A Fistful of Dollars and The Magnificent Seven, were American remakes of Kurosawa's films. So we have a Japanese director who is a big fan of an American director who makes samurai films that are actually westerns, which are then remade into conventional American westerns. And to top it all off, this Japanese director's influence extends to the most celebrated film of all time, which happens to be American. Kurosawa's influence is all over Star Wars. The classic wipe transitions? That's Kurosawa. And if a grand, sweeping tale told from the perspective of two bickering and inconsequential characters sounds familiar, take a moment and remember how Star Wars begins.
No more adventures. I'm not going that way.
And that brings us to my introduction to Kurosawa. In 2004, the original trilogy of Star Wars came out on DVD for the first time, and it came with a special bonus featured disc with a feature-length documentary called Empire of Dreams about the making of the trilogy. It covered the influence of Kurosawa on Star Wars, and particularly the influence of The Hidden Fortress. I was always curious after that, and years later I had a roommate who had The Hidden Fortress on DVD. That was my first Kurosawa experience. I'm no expert on Kurosawa. I've only seen The Hidden Fortress and Seven Samurai, but I can see the draw. This year for my birthday, I bought myself The Hidden Fortress. There are so many memorable parts and elements to this movie, and that's why I kept coming back to it, and eventually bought it. It's got flair and adventure and charm. It's also a very striking film to look at. If you don't normally go for the black and white thing or the foreign film thing, maybe branch out and take a look at The Hidden Fortress. I think you'll be surprised how accessible it is. And if you wear clear frame glasses and hang out in Starbucks, you've probably seen more Kurosawa films than me, but watch The Hidden Fortress again with popcorn this time. Don't analyze it, just enjoy it. Guys, I give The Hidden Fortress 9 out of 10 commandments. It kept the 9th one. Thou shalt be memorable. I want to give special mention to the production value. Everything you see and hear on screen pulls you into feudal Japan. And the only thing keeping me from giving it a perfect 10 is the pacing in parts of the first act, which do drag a bit on repeat viewings. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Be sure to like and subscribe, and click the bell icon because I'm still working on the Skyfall project. I swear it's right around the corner. Just click the bell. Click it. It's...